Hello everyone, welcome to our very first C.O.B.R.A self-defense scenario challenge, where the goal is to get you to think a little bit out of the box, to think how you would manage a real-life attack or situation if that ever happens to you. So the first scenario that we posed was, it is a Saturday morning, it's a busy Saturday morning, you are at the local shopping center, at an ATM, busy withdrawing cash. Suddenly you hear a male voice behind you. You feel a hard object stuck into your back. You assume it's a gun. This guy tells you, withdraw all the cash and give me the money. Don't look at me or I'll shoot you. How would you manage the situation? Now let's say you had some self-defense training and you know the basics of gun disarms, how to disarm a weapon. Would you do it or wouldn't you do it? So before we continue, it's important to note that there's no real right or wrong answer. Every single person will handle a situation differently. In fact, every C.O.B.R.A instructor will handle a situation differently, will tell you a different opinion. But here are some basics that you need to consider in all self-defense related scenarios. So the first thing you need to remember is, avoidance is key. If you can avoid a situation, that's always the best option. In other words, if you can avoid putting yourself in harm's way, for example, not going to an ATM that's deserted late at night, or maybe you plan to go to an ATM and you notice a couple of guys standing around loitering and you think they're up to no good, it's probably not a good idea to go there. Or if somebody's standing too close to you and you observe him in the rear view mirror of the ATM, to tell him to stand back a little bit or to leave. So those are always the safer options. Now in this scenario, it was a normal Saturday morning, it's a busy day, so nobody really expects a robbery to happen in broad daylight at an ATM in a shopping center. So most likely you would not have, avoided the situation or taken any actions to avoid the situation. So suddenly you feel this gun, now what? In my view, the first thing that you need to consider is, what does this guy want? Does he want your stuff? Or does he want your life? Or does he want both? Now in this case, the guy said to you, he wants your money. He basically instructed you to withdraw all your money, hand it over to him, and he told you, if you look at me, I will shoot you. So the fact that he said to you, if you look at me, I will shoot you, or if you don't give me the money, I will shoot you, should tell you that, well, maybe this guy has not committed to shooting me yet. He's still using intimidation tactics. He's still using threatening language, pointing that object, whether it's a real gun or not, I don't know. He's still pointing that object into my back. Maybe I still have a chance. This guy just wants my money. I can always get new money. I can insure the money. I can do whatever to replace it. If I act now and something goes wrong, I might lose my life. I will never get my life back again. So probably the safest action is to do nothing, to comply. Give him the money and let him go on his way. But what if you expect or suspect that this guy is not going to stop after you gave him your money? Because after all, we're working with criminals. We don't know how they will work. We don't know what they will do. So if you think that, well, this guy is still going to kill me, you have to do something. So in C.O.B.R.A, we refer to gun disarm tactics as clearing the barrel, anchoring the weapon, and extracting the weapon. So it's 3 steps rolled into one. But there's a very important thing that you have to remember. If you decide to go for that gun, you literally have to be faster than that guy pulling the trigger. Now bear in mind, action is faster than reaction. Check this out. Hold your hands like so. If I clap, you clap. See if you can be faster than me. So can you see the guy that clapped first, me in this case, was always faster than you because you were reacting. Now the same principle will apply when a gun is against your back. Whose action is going to be the fastest action? You turning around or him pulling the trigger? We don't know, but there's one little advantage that you have. And this advantage is that he did not expect you to do anything. In fact, he relies on that weapon to intimidate you. He picked you because he thought you were not going to fight back. He picked you because he thought you were going to be easy opportunity. So already you have a little bit of a tactical advantage over him. But there's another problem. Let's say you decide to go for that gun. You turn around, you anchor that weapon, and a shot goes off. That bullet needs to end up somewhere. It has to go somewhere. The problem is, where does it go? You don't know. It's a busy Saturday morning at a shopping center. That bullet could hit an innocent bystander. It could travel through drywall. Maybe you fall onto your back and the bullet flies upwards, going through a suspended ceiling, or going through a mezzanine type of floor, hitting somebody above. So your action just made the situation worse. What if he has friends? Maybe you didn't know he had friends, and suddenly they come to his aid and they try to help him. What if they are also armed? Maybe you're lucky, maybe you disarm the first attacker. Will you be as lucky to disarm the other ones? Probably not. So guys, the point I'm trying to make is it's not very clear. It's not always do this, do that. But here's a good tip. I would recommend think about possible scenarios or situations that you might end up in. And then you ask yourself the question, and then what? And then what? Keep on asking that and then what until you get no further answers. That will lead you to all the possible consequences of each action that you take. Now, it's best to prepare for situations up front. That's the very same reason why big companies do fire drills. If you never do fire drills, on the day when there's a fire, you will not know where the exits are. You will not know where the fire extinguishers are located. Nobody will know what to do. But if you practice it regularly, you get to know all these things. And also, you know what is going to go wrong in a real life situation. Ooh, we forgot to unlock the fire escape. Or there's boxes in front of the fire escape. The same with self-defense. The more you think about scenarios and anticipate what could go wrong and prepare for that mentally, the better prepared you are. Now, of course, nothing beats practical training. The more you can engage in reality, real-life, self-defense scenario training, the better. At C.O.B.R.A, that's one of the things that we specialize in. We put you in simulated scenarios where you get to experience what it feels like. You can experience that initial adrenaline dump that you're going to experience. And also, you learn to make better decisions under pressure. So guys, I hope you learned something from this video. We're going to share the next scenario with you very shortly, and we encourage you to please also participate in that one. Remember, train hard, stay safe.